Hi Capricorn, this is Just with your February 2019 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Capricorn, you're coming into the month. For some of you, you completed a very monumental part of your life. Could have been graduating from school, ending a course, passing that course. Congratulations. Or taking on a newfound identity, being single for the first time or for a very long time, getting a promotion, but definitely going to the next level. That's for some of you. And that, again, was in the past. But coming into this month, others of you, I feel like you're kind of holding on to a job by dear life. If you have your own business, there could have been a bit of low sales coming in off of January going into February. You're really holding on tightly to an idea, plan, strategy of some sort. Again, there may be even you being at jeopardy of losing your job, or some of you may have had to walk away from a job. You may find it very difficult at this time to find income or find a place of employment for some of you. I do feel like you kind of want to embrace a new lease on life, a new area of life, and that is proven to be a bit difficult. Again, you guys have a lot of malefic planets transiting your sign right now. So these things are unfortunately to be expected to some extent. But this month coming in, at least, looks a bit challenging for some of you. This plan that you've been trying to put into place, I do see that it has been a bit of a challenge. Some of you could have been very conflicted about which direction you choose, which course of action do you take. And some of you, it involves another person, so you don't have the complete control over how the outcome will end. And you may have had an argument, a fallout, verbal confrontation with someone regarding a decision that needs to be made going forward. Someone's in, someone's out, someone's dragging their feet. So you may be dealing with that as well. And I do feel like there's some secrets that's being kept. Either you're keeping them or someone's keeping them from you, telling you one thing and knowing something completely different, or making one set of plans with you, but making different plans altogether. Some of you definitely are having either money woes, as I've stated, so be very conservative this month. And I think obviously if you're having some form of money woes, you would. And also family issues. You may find that you're attracting temporary jobs and nothing long term. You may find that it's very difficult at this time to solidify very structured and long-term plans, to get those things to kind of come together. Maybe a bit of a challenge at this time. If you're at the workplace or people external to you, you may find that your boss, supervisor, the lead on a team is a bit difficult, harder than usual. They're cracking the whip, expecting everyone to work harder than it's probably humanly possible. It's almost like I get sweat factory energy. Less talking, more working, keeping your head down, doing your work. You may find that you've entered into a position or a company, a job that you pick up on that same vibe. It's like almost like people are acting as though it's like they're machines. Okay, it's like it's weird cult energy. It's kind of what I'm picking up. Again, a lot of work, all work, and absolutely no play, no socializing, that sort of thing. I do feel like halfway through the month, some of you may be, if you're having an issue with work, you may go back to a place that's familiar to you, an old job. Reach out to old contacts if you have people that you know. Someone may be able to quickly help you get a new position, one that would be far better than where you are at now, even where you're contemplating going. And I do see also an opportunity that is a blessing that comes to you very fast, literally like you're getting picked up out of one place and being plopped into another place. So get yourself out there, network, communicate. Again, old contacts, old places that you probably put your resume out, never heard back from, or never had an opportunity. It will be favorable for a lot of you guys second half of the month. You'll find that people kind of lighten up a little bit too if you're still at this position, this workplace that seems a bit overbearing or disconnected emotionally, people will kind of be a little bit more friendly and opening up. However, some of you will possibly either witness someone losing their job rather swiftly, or someone coming onto the job very rather quickly. I do feel like there may be some shakeups and changes in the workplace. Some of you, again, just maybe trying to find something completely new, but not sure exactly what direction you're going to go in. There may be some new methods of operation and how work is being conducted, and they have yet to outroll when this will happen. There may be some words about, some changes being made, but you really don't know exactly when it will take place. Again, I see some clarity in situations that you were confused about, and again, getting some form of wish that you've been hoping for. So if you've been just hoping, wishing, and praying, but not putting any sort of physical action behind it, then it'll just be another month for you guys. You're listening to this and really nothing coming to pass. But if you're putting the pedal to the metal, if you're getting out there, if you are extending yourself to others, new as well as familiar, I do feel like there's something that you're looking to obtain, a goal you're looking to reach that you are very, very much able to. Okay, so put yourself out there. Yes, there's confusion. Yes, there's a lot of options, and you're coming into the month with a lot on your plate, a lot of options, or just feeling as though you really don't have clarity about the directions that you're going. I do feel like it's almost like it's more of some form of destiny that comes in for you second half of the month, not something that you can kind of control, but it looks very positive, which leads to some type of confliction a bit. For some of you, it could be external. Others of you, it could be internal. You're still moving forward with it, though, even though you're not really sure about the outcome. Then you get clarity. You do get clarity for you do get clarity about that thing that has been plaguing you. You're dwindling either your options down, or you're no longer in this state of illusion about what a situation is, okay? And you're seeing it for what it is. And I feel that for some of you, there will be some communication, especially if you decide to move forward in a way that is a bit independent. You will get some communication. Someone wants to come in and communicate and try to settle some things. So if you have anything unsettled, unresolved with a particular person that has been a bit confusing, that's all over the place, because your spread is kind of all over the place. End of the month going into March, you'll be able to settle some things. Again, someone is going to be adamant coming towards you about wanting to settle something. It could be starting out as a text message, phone call, and then it turns into someone physically coming to you, or wanting to come to you to settle a situation. Okay, so things will be settled. Things that hasn't been very clear, they get clear, and then there's an opportunity to talk and discuss the situation and get balance back in the situation. Now, for some of you, when it comes to love, you're holding off on a possible divorce, reconciliation. For some of you, you're not saying that you probably want to work things out, but some of you may want to, but you're keeping it a secret. You may not be saying that you want a divorce at this time. It's just there's a lot of bickering. There's a lot of fighting. Some of you may want to relocate. You may want to move away and go into a newfound place by yourself. Especially Capricorn women. Capricorn men may not be as clear about what they want, and just reserving a specific time to kind of get clear at this time before they give the message to someone that they want to be done with a relationship. But Capricorn women, I do see that you're more in alignment with being single, putting an end to a situation and moving on. Family is a bit of a problematic situation right now. You guys may be fighting, fussing about small things that turns into big things. And some of you are really disappointed, heartbroken to some extent. Again, some of you could just be separated from your mate, and that's a bit of a problem. There's a distance between the two of you, and some of you are just trying to coordinate time. It seems to be impossible to do. The job where maybe you thought, well, by this time your contract will be changed and you'll be back home, or by this time your work will lessen and you'll be able to kind of we'll have a normalcy in our schedule. And it's like, no, actually, there's more work to be done. The contract extends longer. There's not this availability that you have to kind of resume life as you will in a relationship or marriage or family dynamic. And that poses a problem. And some of you really just don't even know when this will alleviate and when things will go back to normal. I do feel like for some of you, you may be reuniting with a particular person, trying to heal a relationship. This will happen very quickly. So for those of you who have been, for some of you, I have to say that this is a general reading, so don't get your hopes up if this isn't your case, because it's a general, it's not personal. But for those of you who, for some of you, there will be a reconciliation that comes in very quickly. Like you blink and it's like, I can't even believe we're talking again. I can't believe that we're back together again. I can't believe we're in a bed together. It's like that sort of thing, because you almost couldn't see it coming. I feel like someone's been waiting and waiting and waiting and buying their time, just for the right time to kind of come back into your life. And it's like, or if it's not a old person, which this does indicate more of old energy, it could be someone that you've known, or, perhaps in a past life, but it could be someone that you've known and they come into your life like bam. And you can't believe that somebody's come into your life. But this is for you that you've kind of reconciled, come back together, or the issues of your relationship has subsided, because we are entering into that second week where it's the day of love. I feel like some of you will be conflicted. Where do we go? What do we do? You may have a moment with your spouse and you guys are in the process of a divorce. You're separated. You're living in two different domains, but you're having a moment. You may be a bit conflicted. Someone wants it and someone's trying to make it happen. The other person is kind of stifling the process forward. They're not sure. I do feel like communication, though, will be clear about where do you stand. Although someone's still conflicted, the other person is trying to do things on their own. The other person doesn't necessarily want to depend on you. The other person is trying to make things happen, trying to get on their feet, trying to heal themselves independently without falling through the same perils of codependency. Because I do see that there's an avenue, an opportunity to fall back into a state of codependency, right? And it's very distinct. The male energy here is not really sure. They may be picking fights. Some of you could pick fights, or some of you, because of your frustration of the whole situation in its totality, you may say things that's a bit harsh, which creates an argument. And there's still some confusion ultimately, even though you may have other options, or you're not sure if this situation will work out. You're still going to try to make it happen. You're still going to try to manifest this thing. And the feminine here is really trying to embrace, as best as she can, a single sort of way moving forward, relying on herself, nurturing herself, doing what she needs to do for self. And maybe it's very difficult to get clarity from her. Are we okay? Is it Are we on? Are we off? Like, what's going on? I feel like the second week, she's a little bit more open to it being a bit on, and the energy's a lot more positive. Third week, going into the fourth week, there's that stagnation again, because there's this wanting, someone wants their own autonomy. They want their own independence. They want it to be kind of separate. They don't want to fall back into some form of a rut, that's very possible. And I feel that the conversation will be had, albeit one that's not fully matured, if that makes any sense. Most signs are getting a very, we're at the brink of the end, but it's just begun kind of energy. And you guys are no different, because when you get out of February going into March, yes, you're going to finally try to discuss the situation, be it mediation or face to face, one-to-one. You're going to try to settle a situation. I get the male energy here wants to move forward, wants to come forward, wants to work things out. That's very obvious here. And I get the feminine energy who is just really on the fence, not really sure if that's what she wants, not really sure if she were to come completely toward you, would she be embarking on something that she kind of can't get herself out of, because someone has gotten a taste of their own independence and they like it. They like it. Someone knows that, hey, I could do this on my own. So it was literally that parting of ways that changed someone's complete outlook. They now have it's almost like you release the bird out of the cage, and it's going to be kind of difficult to get this person back in because they now have this newfound sense of confidence that they can do it on their own. They don't need necessarily two family income. They don't need they can literally do it on their own. So there's some form of confidence that comes here that makes it a bit difficult. That is your reading is so clear in that storyline. Others of you, if you were just a couple and everything is going well, there may be some disappointments, some disappointing news that kind of makes things a little bit more challenging than normal. Again, I do see things will kind of work itself, not necessarily work itself out, but there's an opportunity for things to work out if you reach out to people, if you go back to old tried and true ways, or reach out to people that you know, that sort of thing. Things will work itself out. I do feel like there may be some conflicting energies going on, and you may feel a bit divided from your mate. By the end of the month, there will be an opportunity to kind of get on the same page, and some of you may need to get an attorney involved or go through some form of court proceedings in order to get a situation rectified if it has nothing to do with the two of you. And someone could be hiding that they're on the brink of losing their job. They've lost their job. That money is funny. That they've put money into a place that, now it's a problematic situation. They're doing their best to try to get out of it. I do feel like you guys will work yourself through it. Try your best, though. If you are the Capricorn here, or even a cross watcher, whoever's the person that's trying to take the hands-off approach, try to reverse that as best as possible. If you feel as though your mate completely wants you out of it, then obviously honor that. But if it is that you just feel like, you got yourself in this, get yourself out, that is possibly the wrong attitude to take. Definitely try to be a part of a team, because I do see the two of you kind of doing things separate, like not at all being a team when it comes to the situation. And that too can prove a bit damaging after whomever is going through the bulk of the issue get on the other side of it. That can prove problematic, because they may look at you like, you're my enemy. You're not, you're not for me. You're against me, because when I was in need, you were nowhere around. So I feel like take on a different perspective. Excuse me. Words are very important this month with you and your mate. So try to use them in the most positive and articulate way possible. Be very honest with yourself. And if you feel very confused at this time and not sure about what direction you should take, say that. Saying something is better than saying nothing. So say that. I'm confused. I don't know which way to go. That sort of thing. I feel like the male energy here is struggling far more than the female to get clear. I feel like the female is struggling more than the male to articulate. So there's really a breakdown here, but nothing that you can't overcome if you're listening to this, right? So that's what I kind of have for you guys. If you're single, because I always leave out the singles pretty much. If you're single, I feel like you're going to really, if you're going out, put yourself out there. First of all, it doesn't seem like you're very ready to put yourself out there, because you're coming off of a heartbreak or a separation that really still sits with you. So you may be attracting very dominating, hardworking people. Could be men or women. And they really don't have time for you, because you may be attracting people who just are not emotionally available, simply because you're not emotionally available. Your heart is not able to be open because it's still kind of confused and reminiscent to the person of past. So this may not be the best time to invest in looking for real permanent love. And I don't even really see people being available for you, even people that you may know from your past. It may be at this time coming into February difficult for you to even kind of get a hold of people, because everyone's working so hard and so focused on what they're doing that you may find it very difficult just to even go on a date. That'll change immensely second half of February, though. You'll see whoever didn't get back to you will be coming in droves. But I do feel like you'll be a bit self-conflicted, because, this is not really this isn't really what you would want to be doing. What you really want to do is try to heal your relationship from your past. But it's like that seems to be a big of a problem. And because you have this person on your mind heavily, you're going to be calling this person in by the end of the month. For some of you, a text message, a phone call, that sort of thing. Somebody may even be showing up at your door, or at the very least, they're texting you, calling you, saying that they want to come over. So there's a physically coming to you to settle something or to kind of balance the scales. Some of you will be calling in that person from your past 100%. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope this has been helpful. Definitely check out your 2019 yearly. Some great new things coming up for you guys. And if you would like to also support the channel, that's a great way to do it for once a year. So check that out in the description box below. If you would like to share with us how this resonates with you, please do so in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you would like something personal with me, I can reach in the description box below. And if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Capricorn.